Hi everyone, Bobbie LaPorte here again with my weekly tip for your best next move, where I help you have more agency in your work, acknowledge your capacity to act, and see what you can do right now. So this week, I wanted to talk about how to respond when a major change to how you work, for instance, where a process or structure that you normally follow changes all of a sudden. And here's an example of what I mean. One of my clients, who's a sales exec in a growing tech company, and his team were facing a major change in how their sales territories would be assigned and worked. And while salespeople in general, I believe, are very optimistic and resilient, this change was disruptive. It was anxiety-provoking. It was a wholesale change in how they would sell. The executive was apprehensive and worried. His team of highly trained, ambitious, and successful account executives were back on their heels, not understanding why this change was being put in place when they had demonstrated consistent success in the previous structure they were working in. He was concerned, but rather than digging in his heels and resisting the change or plowing ahead in a business as usual manner, hoping that this change would just be another flavor of the month and it would soon go away, he knew he had to prepare his team to think differently about how to sell. He set a process in place that was grounded in some of the same structure and assumptions they already knew, but then carefully urged them, one step, one best next move at a time, to work through this new framework. They would not have that same step-by-step predictable sales process and structure that they were familiar with, the one that yielded concrete incremental wins that demonstrated progress and fueled their success along the sales process. But what they would have is the ability to always find their best next move, to feel confident in their own personal agency to act, and to understand that progress, even in a competitive sales environment, was now defined as the move that pulled them forward. So what happened? With time, they saw great results, and his team built a newfound confidence that was based on knowing they could chart their path forward through anything that was thrown at them. They were miles ahead of their peers who were still desperately holding on to their old ways, resisting the changes that continued to come. So here's my tip. Whether you are in sales, product, engineering, or any other function where your team is used to creating success through a familiar, known, and recognized process, when things change, and you know they will, your role as a leader is to help your team understand that the expectations have shifted. We're all playing a different game now, one where we don't know what's ahead, but one where we do need to confidently make our moves without knowing what the outcome will be. Big solutions are no longer the expectation. It is the smaller, best next move that pulls us forward that as leaders we now need to define. I want 2021 to be a year of momentum for all of you, one of possibility thinking where you take advantage of the agency we sometimes forget we have. So that's it. It's my tip for the week. I'll see you next Monday. In the meantime, have a great week and take care of yourself.